Factor. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start.
Hi, everyone.
ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800 the number 4-800-4-RELIEF. Relief Factor. Scientists say the threat of an asteroid hitting the Earth has risen slightly in the past few weeks. Keith Peters has more.
But the chance is still quite slim, a mere 2%, that the space rock will smash Earth in 2032. They say the odds of a strike will almost certainly continue to go up and down as the asteroid's path around the sun is better understood and will likely fall to zero. Discovered in December, the near-Earth asteroid known as 2024 YR4 is estimated to be 130 feet to 300 feet across. Keith Peters reporting.
Doctors have prescribed, quote, absolute rest for Pope Francis to help him recover from a respiratory tract infection. Francis won't deliver his traditional Sunday noon blessing, which he could have done from his hospital room if he was well enough. The Vatican issued a medical update late yesterday. Breaking news and analysis found at townhall.com. More money is needed to help California homeowners.
A lot more money. California's plan that provides insurance to homeowners who can't get private coverage needs $1 billion more to pay out claims related to the Los Angeles wildfires. The FAIR plan is an insurance pool that all the major private insurers pay into. The plan then issues policies to people who can't get private insurance because their properties are deemed too risky to insure. The department says it's the first time the FAIR plan has sought approval for additional money in more than 30 years. John Scott reporting.
Workers at Amazon warehouse in North Carolina have rejected a proposal to unionize. They are the latest group of the company's employees to decide against union representation. The National Labor Relations Board said yesterday about 3/4 of employees at an Amazon fulfillment center near Raleigh voted against joining the grassroots labor organization. You'll find breaking news, analysis, and more stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WBDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WBDF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And let me turn that down. There we go. Don't want to have any feedback this morning. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, February 16th, 2025. And we're going to just get right to it today. Today is a very snowy and rainy day today. It's going to be, the only good thing about it is the temperature is going to be in the 40s today, but that might make things a mess later on. But it's going to be 47 today for the high in Middleboro and here in Taunton as well. But let's get to the weather and do that here. Well, right now in Middleboro, 32 degrees, kind of a rain and snow kind of deal right now. It will be 47 today, or actually 46 today for the high, 27 for the low this evening, 28 tomorrow. It's only going to get to 28 with a low of 15. And on Tuesday, 23 degrees with a low of 11 in Middleboro. In Taunton, Massachusetts, let's look that up right now. Taunton, Massachusetts, it is 32 degrees with rain and snow right now. That should change to rain relatively soon, here over the next couple of hours. 45 today in Taunton with a low of 26. 28 tomorrow for the high, 15 for the low, and then on Tuesday, 23 for the high and 11 for the low. In Driscoll, Texas, let's take a look at that weather. 51 degrees right now. A high of 65 today with a low of 51. Clear skies today. High of 71, a low of 61 tomorrow. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, we've been talking about Driscoll, North Dakota recently and how cold it's been. And it continues to be that way. They continue to be in an extreme cold warning. Right now it is negative 10. It feels like negative 24 in Driscoll, North Dakota. Only a high today of 0 with a low of negative 11. Tomorrow, these are some unbelievable numbers. The low tomorrow, negative 12 with a low of negative 32. So very cold tomorrow. At least it's not going to snow or anything like that in Driscoll, North Dakota. But negative 12 tomorrow in Driscoll, North Dakota. That is pretty bad weather there in Driscoll, North Dakota. Don joins us. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Joey. Happy snowy Sunday.
Yeah, it's
Slushy Sunday.
it's certainly something.
Slushy, slashy, snowy Sunday.
Yeah, it's certainly something today.
The roof-
So
Route 44 is in pretty good shape. A little slushy, but they're pretty much on top of the roads. Route 105 is all right. So give them time. It's only going to get warmer. And they were out there. Actually, I got to put my hats off to the landscaping company who works here. I'm not sure them. They were here before we got here. We pulled in here about quarter of 7, and the parking lot's plowed. They had someone shoveling out there
Wait a minute.
the door.
wait a minute, Don. I just remembered I didn't even put your hair.
Now,
I didn't
you
put
introduced me, and then you turn my mic on. Is that like
Ah.
that's something that's
I didn't even put your mic on. I realized it like a minute into your little speech there. You're gonna have to start over now.
never mind. I'm not starting over. Good morning, everybody. That's all I'm saying.
I apologize. I didn't even turn your mic on this morning.
No, I got to give it up for the landscaping company who works here at the Federal Credit Union. They really do a good job. It's plowed open, and they were shoveling in front of the studio doors when we arrived. So that's good. That's a good company. They're on the ball. So hopefully, if you have a private plower or somebody who has to, they're on the ball, they're keepers in my opinion.
All right. Yeah. So.
You're still messing with mics and knobs and stuff.
I thought you were red mic. Okay. Yeah.
You still didn't turn it.
Yeah. I'm saying I still didn't turn
You're
you.
sitting over here with the yellow mic. I'm next to the wall. Oh boy.
I am not on my game today with
No.
the guest mic.
Oh, you
I
don't-
had my mic up.
Yeah, well, I
You can
mean,
hear me.
that's all about you, right?
No, I mean you can still hear you.
Is it
but
a- is
they,
it a
they
me-
can still hear you via my mic,
Because I got a
but very
big
low.
mouth. Because I got a big mouth. It's a me thing, right? It's a me. It's like you're an opera singer.
I
Me,
guess
me,
so.
me, me. Right?
So this morning
Oh,
is
guys, start off. Good morning, everybody.
good
The
morning,
mic's up.
Todd, for the third time.
Just joking. I'm just joshing you. How you doing, Joe?
I'm all right, I guess.
No, we're having
you know,
fun. You know,
All right.
you know.
Yeah, I'm all right. Today is Sunday, February 16th, 2025. Let's do it today in history. 1881, the Canadian Pacific Railway is incorporated by the Act of Parliament at Ottawa. 1945, the Alaska Equal Rights Act of 1945, first anti-discrimination law in the United States, was signed into law. 1959, Fidel Castro becomes premier of Cuba after dictator Fulgencio Batista was overthrown on January 1st, 1959. And then his brother became leader of Cuba after that, Raul.
Yeah.
Yeah. For like, was it 10 years, I think? Something like that, a little less than that.
Yeah, but I think Fidel was still alive
Yeah.
during most of that time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it was
you
a
wonder,
short time.
You wonder who was really in charge.
Exactly. It was a short time that Rule was actually in charge.
Yeah.
1996, the Chicago-bound Amtrak train, the Capital Limited, collides with a MARC train, commuter rail train bound for D.C., killing 11 people. That happened on February 16th, 1996.
Where'd that happen?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Let me look
A
that up.
mock train, I had to be somewhere in Maryland, between Maryland and D.C.
I will look that
Very
up
good. Yeah.
here, and then I guess we'll talk about it here during our transportation segment.
Yeah.
Because we got a pretty long transportation segment today, though. We'll get into all the interesting transportation stuff.
What are you talking about? All the free sled rides
So
you're doing today?
well, what we'll do is
Snowmobile pickups?
yeah, we'll just we'll go through everything in the transportation realm today.
Oh, we got exciting news about South Coast Rail.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have been talking about it recently.
It
and,
was supposed to open in
continues
May,
to
and
do so.
now it's open in March, so it's opening in 2 months early.
Yeah.
Which is
so
good.
It's going to be interesting to see that. We have our last today in history for the day today. 2005, the National Hockey League cancels the entire 2004-2005 regular season and the playoffs. This was the year that they were in a dispute with the NHL Players Association, and they ended up canceling the
That
entire
hurt.
season.
That hurt them bad because I think a lot of people were so mad that they did that their audiences are way down even a few years after they resumed playing.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine and he's huge in hockey. And I remember he was livid that they did that. It's just you gotta cancel a whole season, all that money, all those people, all those vendors. And it's not, it's not the players and it's not the owners. It's the people who run the stadiums. It's the vendors. It's the merchandise people. I mean, it's just so many people are affected that it's just like it was such two children getting mad and it's running all off with their ball. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. But it's just think about what goes into a NHL game. You got the food vendors, you got the souvenir vendors, you have the people who run the facility, you have the facilities itself. I mean, the NHL doesn't own like half the places they play. I mean, like TD Garden and what's the Dunk Center right now in Providence? What's it called? What's the new name or whatever?
It's the Amica Mutual.
Yeah,
yeah.
When I was growing up, it was the Providence Civic Center. I used to go see concerts there. And you have park people who have the parking. You have the restaurants in the area. You have all that stuff. And these two groups couldn't get together and come up with some deal. So many people are affected, and that's why I had, like I said, my friend, big into hockey, was so mad. I mean, he was just so mad. I remember he was up and down about it, and I knew a lot of people who were like that. Even my father was like that. My father was around then, and he was like, "Why? You're not going to come up with a deal." No one budged. It was like the old Mexican standoff. No one would budge. And look how much money they lost. And then, like I said, they made a lot of their fans angry, very angry. And I think it took them a while. And remember, during the time, it took them a while to get that. I don't think they're gonna do anything like that again.
No, I don't think so.
That was
I
dumb.
don't think so. Yeah,
The whole
that's,
season just done, scrapped.
That's
Yeah,
not
it's
going to happen
dumb.
again, I think.
You know.
Our birthdays today, 1812, Henry Wilson, American colonial and politician. He was the 18th Vice President of the United States. 1843, Henry M. Leland, American engineer and businessman. He founded Cadillac and Lincoln. So that's a pretty big deal. Founding two separate car companies that are still around today. Cadillac and Lincoln, two really big companies as well. 1909, Richard McDonald, American businessman. He co-founded McDonald's. If you want to watch a really good movie based on all of this stuff, not the founding itself, but the takeover of McDonald's. There's a great movie called The Founder, and boy, it's a really good movie. So check that out, The Founder. 1935, Sonny Bono, American actor, singer, and politician, born this day in 1935. He would have been 90 today. 1957, Downey, I like this one. LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton's birthday today.
How old is he?
1957, so
67.
67 today.
Yeah.
LeVar Burton, American actor, director, and producer. Some of the things that he did, of course, the younger audience might know him as the host of and the executive producer of Reading Rainbow. He received 12 Daytime Emmy Awards. Again, he was a host of Reading Rainbow for 23 years, 1983 to 2006. He was also, Don, you'll know this.
Yeah.
He was Geordie LaForge.
Yeah, Commander. Yeah, on Star Trek Next
The
Generation.
Next Generation movies.
What a great character. And yeah, he's been in a lot of movies, but he started out as in Roots.
Yes.
That miniseries they had in the late 70s, early 80s. But we go back to Henry Wilson.
Yes.
He was the vice president for Grant.
Grant. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
For Grant.
Nice.
Okay, so that was in the 1870s. Mr. Wilson is the vice president. It's cool. You know, I know all the presidents by heart
Yeah.
right now. Now I'm trying to learn all the vice presidents, and there's more than
And there's
more.
There's more. It's hard.
Well, it's
hard.
funny because they really not until it's funny too because I talk about this and I find this fascinating because when President Nixon resigned in August of 1974, and then Spiro Agnew went first, so they had Gerald Ford as the Nixon's vice president for such a short period of time.
Yes.
And then when Nixon resigned, they didn't have Nelson Rockefeller take the oath until December of 1974. So you're talking 4 months or so. No vice president, and that wasn't too powerful now because I don't think they'd do that now. They'd appoint a vice president like immediately, So it's big on that. But reading up on all the vice presidencies, they once a president passed away, and a vice president took his place, they back in the day, they didn't have one.
Yeah.
They just waited for the next successor. So it's weird. The vice presidency is, I think some vice presidents were more strong, others were less strong. It really depends, but I mean, they all have an important role to play.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The tie vote on the Senate, stuff like that. So it's pretty amazing how everything was formed together, and how it's a working, moving constitution, and it's fascinating to watch. It really is. It's just when, even seeing everything that's going on today, I think it's democracy at its finest. Because you may look at what's going on today and think it's a big crisis, but then go back and read. You gotta read the history.
Yeah.
You really, take some time to read the history before you make some opinion. You jump on social media and rest not running your mouth. Learn what this, the mechanisms of power and first of all, how it all runs, number one, and number two, what took place in the past. And there was a lot of bitter rivalries out there, a lot of bitter ones out there, and so it's just just get around, just read. The more you read, the better. I think the more you know about history. That's what I think.
All right. We now have iced tea. 1958, born this day, 1958. Law and Order, of course.
Oh, he's also on Law and Order, isn't he?
Oh, he's so good.
You see him and who did he play with? Richard Belzer.
Hmm.
Another good guy, you know, the comedian, and they a lot of the Law and Order roles, characters, I just fall in love with. I mean, it's just some of the people they've had. Who was one of the first guys? I don't know his name, but he was Paulie in Goodfellas. He was like one of the first Law and Order guys.
Yeah.
Savino, I think it was the Savino.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was so cool, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's a really good show. I enjoy it. There's not one Law and Order program or spin-off series that I don't like.
Oh, there's a lot of them, and they're all good.
No, they're all
Absolutely good.
Yeah.
What Dick Wolf has been able to do has been fantastic with that series. 1967, Keith Gretzky, another Gretzky. Not as popular as his brother Wayne, but
Okay.
still an ice hockey player.
Is
Still
he?
played hockey. Yep.
Okay.
Still played hockey. He was a coach as well.
Nice.
But born on this day, 1967. Born on this day, 1972. Bill, if you're listening, you might know this one. Jerome Bettis, former Pittsburgh Steeler, played for Pittsburgh for several years. His last season was 2006, and that year the Steelers won the Super Bowl. So
It's funny.
a big one.
It's funny because people from Western Pennsylvania, so you haven't lived until you saw a Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Yeah.
You haven't seen nothing, you haven't experienced anything, you don't know nothing. And it just goes to show how it's all like that a lot around the whole country. Everyone grips I think there's a special bond with Pittsburgh Steelers fans, with football, especially in Western Pennsylvania. It's just, and you gotta love the Pittsburgh Steelers, Terry Bradshaw and all the great players out there, and the iconic colors that they have.
And Jerome Bettis was one of the best Steelers in their history as well. He was just amazing. Super Bowl champion, of course, in his last season. Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's a two-time first-team All-Pro. He's a Walter Payton Man of the Year in 2001 as well. He's made the Pro Bowl 6 times, and he is also in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
You know what else is special too, and sometimes you get to look at like the perspective of the scene, okay?
Mhm.
Meaning, we visit my friend who lives out there a lot, our friend, and we'd go across the street to his brother's house, and with Uncle Ed's, and I think once or twice we might have. It was always September. We would be there. I think a couple times we went in September, so there was. I think a couple times, maybe once or twice, maybe once. I think we sat there in the house and all watched Pittsburgh Steelers football in a Western PA house, with Western PA people, and it just goes to show that the three of them, my friend Billy and his brother and his wife, they're all glued to the TV, and that's all it was to talk about the game, and it just goes to show how important, some football sports just put people together. You may not talk to anybody, you may not talk to these people until you get the football game, and then you have everything, and then, I don't know, it's weird how sometimes sports brings everyone together like that. It's looking at that, it really makes me feel good, because it's tradition. Tradition's important.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100% it is. And our passings for today, we only have one today. 2015, Leslie Gore passed away on this day 10 years ago.
Leslie Gore?
Today. Leslie Gore. Yeah.
Who's Leslie Gore?
Leslie Gore, singer-songwriter. Get some of
I've
her
heard of her.
information here. You Don't Own Me. Know that song?
You better not sing it. You better not sing it. BMI police, you gotta come from the sailing and
Big
take
song
you away.
for her. Big song for her. It's My Party. That was a big song for her. That was huge for her. That was at number one.
What year was that?
1963.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I can cry if I want. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
I can cry if I
exactly.
want. I gotta sing it because, like I said, the BMI police are gonna come through the ceiling and take us away. You'll never hear from us again.
Exactly.
So, yeah. We did another
And
but
she,
that was a great little song.
she recorded that song at the age of 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you could tell by the voice.
Yeah.
You knew she was young.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, what an iconic song. Yeah.
Now, she passed away again February 16, 2015, and she was 68 years old.
Ah, that's too young. That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's young.
Alright, so that is our Today in Histories
Oh,
today.
pretty interesting today in histories, huh?
Yeah, and
Lot to
it's
talk about.
hey, good timing because it's 7:30. Let's take our news break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro Review on
News break, commercial, the bills,
Our news
blah,
break
blah,
and
blah,
commercial.
this, do that.
as well. Our first commercial break after the news. We'll be right back here on Middleboro Review on WVF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM.
I got donuts. I got the chocolate frosted donuts this time, and they put sprinkles on it.
Right.
That's like sacrilegious. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I got New York glazed. Yeah, I gotta leave right. I gotta get started on the cleanup. I can't wait, and I'm not gonna want to do it later. So
Okay.
I gotta top in the plug. Because this stuff isn't gonna melt. I'm gonna clean it.
Yeah. Alright, I gotta check something because I saw something and I was only from one source, but I saw something that is horrible if true.
What?
I saw from Barry Sanders. I'll show you the post. I only saw it from Barry, but that's why I didn't mention it. But yeah, no, this is. I will mention it now because I saw it from more than one source. So I didn't want to mention it because I only saw it from one source. I always try to get a couple different sources.
Is that the state source?
It's the state. It's the state representative office.
She's still the state representative, right?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, she was. Yeah, so we'll mention it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Because this, yeah, so it's horrible.
Ever hear the term living better? What do you think about? More money, a bigger house, maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How do you wake up each day? How do you sleep?
Was it last night she passed away? Or? What did you?
It says 17 hours ago, but I saw it at 7. But like I said, I didn't mention it because I only saw it from one source.
When did Barry post it last night?
Yes. Yeah, and then I saw it here. All right, so we're gonna mention it because I always try to get things from more than one source, and now I do.
You
So
read it or not? I don't know.
we do.
Alright.
We do. So let's do that. And to tell the Facebook here, Carol Doherty, state representative of Taunton, has passed away. Okay. Let's
people here in the city. At least 18 people, including 14 women, were killed in a stampede at a railway station in India's capital of New Delhi. Chief Minister Atishi, who uses only one name, office at townhall.com. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has a message for those.
You gotta do the commercials too?
I will do it after, I think. Should we do it after? I don't know how to do this now. I guess. Do the commercials first. I guess so. Just say we just learned, from multiple sources. Yeah, so, that, Carol's already has passed away.
Just get everything out of the way, do the commercials.
Yeah, let's do the commercials
You know,
first.
because what are you gonna do? You gonna mention it and then do a commercial? Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Just, get the commercials out of the way.
Because you didn't wanna believe it. Well, you saw it, I bet, right?
No, I mean, I didn't mention it because I only saw it from one source. I mean, Mary Sanders is a good source, but
Well,
I didn't notice that there was a post under it saying from the state rep's office of Carol Doherty.
you probably didn't wanna believe it.
No, I also wanted to double check, multiple sources kind of thing. It's important.
Yeah, right, because his thing could've got hacked, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
I don't think anyone hacked him over that, but, yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
understand.
okay.
So sad, she's so nice. Doing a commercial?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Stay focused, Joey, please.
Yeah. No.
You
That's
only got
fine.
one job to do.
No, that's fine. There are only 2 commercials here, so
Just get them out of the way.
yeah, I'll get them out of the way here because the second commercial, it's all PSAs. I might play one or two of them. There's a couple I don't really need to play in the PSAs.
Well, you gotta get the ones that,
No, I'm gonna play the PSAs that are like really important.
well, whatever, just do what you gotta do, Joey.
No, I know.
Explain it to me, you know what's going on.
I know, yeah, of course I know. Yeah, so we'll talk about that here briefly.
It's kind of a damn scarecrow on the show, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it's
So,
so it's multiple sources now. Alright.
well, let them know,
I'm going to.
official,
Yeah, it's official now.
probably state,
Official stuff.
state.
It's official. Yeah. There we go. Ready? Two.
You gotta read on it, right?
Yes, I do. I have to read from the state representative office. It is with profound sadness that we share the news of the passing of our beloved friend, State Representative Carol A. Doherty, who died yesterday, at the age of 82, after a brave battle with pancreatic cancer. First elected to the legislature in 2020, Representative Carol Doherty drew upon decades of combined experience as a elementary school member and president of the Massachusetts Teachers Association to become a fierce advocate for children across the Commonwealth. More details, including a formal obituary, will follow, but for now we ask that you keep her family and loved ones in your thoughts during this difficult time. And just learned that today. Wanted to check a couple of different sources before mentioning here on the show today, but that is from the state representative office of Carol Doherty.
Yeah. She was such a wonderful woman. She was your friend.
Yes.
You know, you you did, you ran the board for, Silver City Meeting House with, Carol and, Barry for, I don't know, since you almost started, since 2017, all the way up until the last show sometime last year, right before the election, or during, but whatever, it's just, but she was always, it was so much fun, wasn't it?
Yes.
Being with those two?
Absolutely.
Being with
Being
Carol.
with
She
Carol
always,
and Barry.
she loved you,
Yeah.
and,
That show was so
the
much
way she treated you, the way they both treated you was,
Yeah.
they were wonderful people. I mean, Carol treated you so good, you know, and you guys had a wonderful show, and she was so full of life, and you know, and I'm just devastated. You just told me. I'm just like, I mean, we're having a happy-go-lucky show, and then you tell me this, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
just devastated.
I know we're a little bit behind on reporting this because it was broke yesterday. But I just checked Facebook this morning. I checked a couple of different sources, and
Well, you checked the,
It is true.
you checked the
Yeah.
state source.
The state source, and there's also on the.
I don't think he wanted to
online as
believe
well.
it. I don't think he really wanted to believe it. I mean, she's so full of life, you know what I mean? It's just, she was had so much energy. She just brought the room alive. You know?
Mhm.
She lit the room up.
Yeah.
She would smile, lit the room up. Every time she walked in, every time I see her, she made me feel good. Every time. You know, and she she always smiled. Always respect you, always nice to you. And I'm just devastated. I'm so heartbroken right now. I can't, my words can't describe. She was such a wonderful person.
Yeah, I am too. How do we what do you what else do you want to do, Don?
Yeah,
let's
we gotta move on. We might as well talk
open-
transportation.
Yeah, I will say
We got a show to do, and
if
we gotta keep moving.
if you want to call in and talk about your memories of Carol Doherty, 508-822-1106 is the number to call. But yes, let's talk about our transportation topic. As we mentioned earlier today, that we were going to kind of run through things. I kind of run through things already with the transportation topic.
We should just concentrate on the South Coast Rail. We should talk about that because that's ready to open. You got a date on that?
No, exactly. Yeah. So South Coast Rail is going to open. I saw 2 different dates. Okay?
Now it's 2 days.
And yes, I've seen 2. I don't know what it is. I heard March 24th, and then I heard March 25th. So I don't know.
What's the
I
what?
don't know.
What's the 25th? Is it the Monday or the 24th?
The 25th is a Monday. I
All right.
believe. Hold on one second.
Sometimes they run them on Sunday to iron out all the bugs.
Yes.
So it might be the
So hold
24th.
on. Let me get that up.
You know, is it-
March 24th is a Monday.
Okay.
So
What
either
source?
it's a Monday or
What source is
so.
that?
Okay, so let me look that up. All right, I've seen a couple of sources saying one date, and a lot of sources saying one date, and then there was a few that said another. So let me look that up.
Well, you have it from the MBTA, the official source.
Yeah, well, let's look it up.
Yeah, let's look it up. I mean, that's
let's look it
the
up from
people-
the official source.
You can't, you don't want to go from Guy Smiley source. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know.
That's important.
You know.
South Coast Rail. So, yeah, it's saying. Okay, so let's see what do we got here? Let's see if there's a.
From the state.
Yeah, so here we go. The people of Taunton, Freetown, New Bedford, Middleboro, and Fall River have.
Excuse me. Is this from the T?
This is a quote from. Yes, this is a quote from Governor Moore here. Okay.
All right.
Right
There you go. That's about as official as you can get. All right.
This is a quote from Governor Moore here.
All right.
The people of Taunton, Freetown, New Bedford, Middleboro, and Fall River have been waiting for passenger rail service for far too long. That's a quote from Maura Healy. And MBTA General Manager Philip Eng and his team aren't kicking the can down the road. They're delivering. We are thrilled to soon be launching South Coast Rail service, which will make it easier for South Coast residents to get around the state, reduce congestion, and spur economic development. So they don't mention February. They don't mention it here, but the schedule notes that there'll be.
They don't mention what?
They don't mention 24th to 25th.
Would you find that?
She doesn't mention it. Maura
Who
Healy.
mentions it?
Okay, so this is an article from Mass Transit, okay? MBTA to begin South Coast Rail passenger service March 25th, okay?
Okay.
That's from Mass Transit.
Okay.
And then there's another one saying March 24th. Maybe this is wrong. Because, let me see, March 24th is a Monday. Okay, so one of these articles is saying March 24th. Railway News. Mass Transit is saying March 25th.
Mass Transit, what?
Who to believe? Mass Transit News. Who to
Alright.
believe? I don't know. Who to believe? Because it's confusing. Because there are articles saying 2 days. I don't get it myself.
Well, I mean, that ain't bad. I mean,
So I mean, maybe Monday is the test date, and then Tuesday is the opening date.
I don't know.
That's kind of weird, honestly.
They usually,
Yeah, that's.
you know.
That's a little weird. I don't know. Unfortunately.
Here you go. I found it. Read that.
What is
Read
it?
that. That's from the MBTA.
All right, March 24th.
Well, read it. Read it. Let
Okay.
everyone hear
The MBTA.
it. This is from the MBTA.
Yes,
this is
from.
This isn't from Guy Smiley.
Good.
This isn't from. Okay. This isn't
Good.
from some train guy somewhere in his basement. All right.
Good.
This is from the MBTA.
Shared today that the South Coast Rail passenger service date.
That was dated
It's
February 7th, correct?
Okay. March 24th. This is pending final approval from the FRA. Okay? They haven't gotten the approval from the FRA for this date.
Okay.
For the first time in 65 years, the communities in Middleborough Autonomy Time Post. The MBTA will host a public meeting, and that's already passed as well. It's February 10th. So there you go. That's kind of it. Train station renaming. Once the service begins, the Middleborough Lakeville line will be renamed Fall River New Bedford line. The Middleborough Lakeville station will be renamed Lakeville Station. The one that's at 125 Commercial Drive.
The one that's
The one that's open.
right, and that's only going to be used for Cape Flyer.
Yeah, no more commuter rail trains. So I'm going to be stopping at Lakeville Station after the 24th. Okay, so
Right. I mean, for that line, but
That line.
I think they're going to still use it for.
yes, it'll only be seasonal for Cape Fly.
Right. I think they should sell that land, develop it, make some money.
Well, I mean,
They could put a little. You know
do
what?
they need it for Cape Fly?
You know what? They could build. When you cross the new driveway that takes you to the new station, Middleborough, you cross the tracks there, right? That is the line that heads towards Lakeville, Middleborough, Lakeville, and Wareham. Okay, the line splits. That's why they had to build a Middleborough station, because they're on a different junction. All right, so if anybody's ridden the train from Bridgewater, they run through the rail yard, and it was always going off to the left to go to the current station that's there now. But the Middleborough station, the new one, is on the right, so it's
Yeah.
after the junction. That's why they had to build it. Okay, there's no reason why they can't build a little 5-foot, 10-foot platform over on the other side. Over if it's temporary for the. They don't have to have a big long station for a seasonal train. They could They could just build a little platform there, like a mini platform that they have built in some of these train stations that have low boarding level stations. They have for the wheelchairs, and it's about maybe 10 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
It's single. It's level boarding. They could build a little platform like that over on that adjacent side of the tracks, and just use that,
Mhm.
and turn around and sell all that land, and the Massachusetts get money back. If they sell all that land to developers and they build there, they don't need the station there. They don't even have to have a part-time station there. It's a waste of money. I think they should just sell it. I really do, and just build like a small little, because it's right there. You only gotta walk across the parking lot to the other side of the tracks, to where the other line is, and that's it. So that's just my opinion. I think they just build that for the Cape Flyer, and then sell Middleboro Lakeville, sell it. A lot of land there. State can get a lot of money. Get some money back, recoup some money. I mean, they need it, right? Might as well sell it. If you're not using it, sell it.
Yeah.
You got a train station right down the street. You don't need two of them within a quarter mile of each other, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited because they have 6 new stations. They have the new Middleboro station. Then they have the East Taunton station, where the line after East Taunton, the lines. That's when the lines separate at Myrick's Junction.
Yes.
Okay, and then there's Church Street, and then there's New Bedford, which is down near the ferry terminals, and then you got Freetown and Fall River, which is in Fall River area. So we'll see what it brings. I think it's really going to help the area. I just hope they are smart about bus connections. I mean, nothing's worse than having a train stop and have no bus connections to go further. And maybe have something that have a shuttle bus to Providence. Because if you say you work in Providence, you live in Taunton, what are you going to go all the way up to Boston to grab the Providence train?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you just take the train down to Fall River and have a connected bus to Providence? Makes sense in my opinion. So I just hope. I mean, the train's great, but it will work better with. And it's funny too, because when Carol called in, we had her. What? She called in once, and she was in the studio once, wasn't she? We talked about.
Yeah, she was in the studio once.
All right.
I think she called in once.
Yeah, she called in once, and then she was in the studio once, and we talked about that. She always talked about how Taunton is a transportation desert.
Yeah.
It's always has been. Even Mark Chico's mentioned that.
Yes.
It's just that's the words they say about the transportation desert.
Because it's true.
It's true.
It's been true for a very long time.
Right. And I talked to her. I talked to her about, well, do you think, what Gatra, the bus service here, would have, shuttles, downtown shuttles, stuff like that, more usable shuttles and buses to connect, almost like a link in a way. And she wasn't too optimistic about it because she probably knows how everything's been working here. But I think I don't know. I think I'm really impressed with the MBTA director there. What's his name? Yang?
Philip Yang.
Philip Yang.
Philip Yang. Yeah, it was really good. He's
Really good. He's been thinking outside the box.
Absolutely.
I really do, and I think I think Maura Haley has a lot to do with being behind that too. And I think more behind the scenes. I'm just guessing that she's breathing down. Oh, we got a call?
Let's take that phone call. Let's say good morning, caller. Let me put my headphones on.
I got a question on the house.
Yes.
The railroad station. I went down to look at the Taunton station. Well, I'm comparing something. Alamo Station, they have a building there so you can stay inside and get out of the weather. Now, and something ever goes wrong. Now, what do? You have to sit in the car. Sit inside the car. By the time you go to the station and you park in a parking lot, do they give you enough time to get out of your car to run like heck to get to the train, or are they going to take right off?
Are you talking about the new East Taunton station? The way that's designed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's funny.
They got they got a little shelter over top of you. But boy, I tell you, some rough days over there. It's gonna be some cold days. If you park in the parking lot, some people are gonna be sitting in their cars and keep warm, and all of a sudden here comes the train. And by the time they get out of the car and hurry up over across the parking lot, is anybody get enough time to hop on the train to keep going?
Probably not. Probably not. And I haven't seen the station. I saw it once about a year ago, but ever since then, there's no trespassing signs anywhere, so we couldn't get close. It's so far away. So I don't know what the layout is as far as the shelters there. But
It took the longest time for them to build it because it's like the most impressive structure on the line.
well, because of the elevators.
Because of the elevators.
They had issues with the
Everything
elevators.
else is kind of like a normal station.
Probably not. I don't know. I haven't seen it, and
You get my point?
yeah, no, I get your
I
point.
mean, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's kind of it's too bad they didn't put like the old days, you have a train station, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is like a station. I mean, it's great for the summer, but by God, what are you gonna do in the winter?
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
I
tough.
mean, when the snow is really gone, you know what I mean?
That's a cold spot.
Yeah, outside of a lot of the outside of the major stations, a lot of these stations they don't have any adequate shelter. I mean, outside of Quincy, they have an adequate shelter because it's inside.
No, even Braintree Station
Yeah.
doesn't either. They got a
They
little
don't.
roof, but they don't protect you from the wind.
And Quincy doesn't really.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a long walk too because you got to go over that bridge and get on the other side because now you have two trains coming in because there's you have to make a decision if you want to go to New Bedford or you want to go to Fall River.
I mean, quite sake, we got little shelters for kids to go to school. I built better than that one there for protection for the passengers.
Yeah, I don't know why they
To
didn't.
me, it's a cheap. To me, it's too bad that you have normal buildings, but
Yeah,
it's not that. I guess it's not.
no, I understand. Yeah,
Going to be.
yeah, I understand that call. I mean,
That's the only thing I'm thinking. But I'm going to go take the train go to Boston. I'm going to hop on I'm not going to sit out there. I'm not going to stay out there in the cold, windy, blizzard, day, snow coming all over us. I'm going to sit inside the car. I might get to the top of the train and go through the way it goes.
yeah, I think it's like one of those things where you got to know the schedule, and then I'd say a minute before the train's scheduled to come in. Then you could, and if you wired in with your cell phone, you can look at the schedule on your cell phone, and you can kind of tell where the train is in between two stations. So that helps too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand.
I hope they leave a little bit of time.
Yeah,
It's just, you're going out there, and all of a sudden, anybody who wants to cross handicap or whatever. You know what I mean? That's another thing. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to the doctors out there and gotta go to Boston to the doctors up there. And all of a sudden, here comes the train the way they go. They can't sit up in the snow.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They think the cold weather. You kidding me?
Yeah. None of the.
Take care of the people. Never mind the choo-choo the way they go. How about the people going to be paying for the train?
Right.
Pay it off.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and none of the stations were built that way. All the stations just have the roofs over. They really don't have any. But I mean,
No.
we'll see. When it opens up, we're gonna go check out the stations exclusively, and we're gonna report back what they have because they could have like a little.
They
Shelter
could.
somewhere.
We just really haven't gotten a good.
Yeah, I
look.
haven't got a good look at it because you gotta, can't go by 50 no trespass
They got
zones.
these things going overhead. What's the matter with the back and the side?
No.
And they could have,
No, you're right.
Well, yeah.
Right,
Be out of the snow and the stuff going by.
right.
They should be in there.
You can't make a run for it. You can't make a run for it.
But a building they can put some kind of shelter coming across.
Right. Yep.
You know.
Well, thank you.
I just figured I'd just call up.
No, that's a good point.
Absolutely.
That's
Great
a
point.
that's a good one.
Great point.
I mean, I've been going down to Children already, look around.
Are you going for a train ride?
It's wonderful to have it.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah.
This is great for the summer
Right.
over here, but the winter time, we're gonna have some troubles here.
Yeah, like I said, when it opens, we're gonna go check it all 6 stations out. And we're gonna report on if there are any shelters inside or the lay of the land per se on all six stations. And we're gonna let everyone know because we're kind of rail buffs anyway. We like trains, so thank you for your caller.
Well, you know what, that Allenboro station, the beautiful station over there, have you been over there?
We're Attleboro?
Allenboro, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've been there, yep.
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 Okay, have a good day now.
You too, thank you.
Yep.
Very
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye now.
All right, we gotta go.
Thank you,
It's
caller.
8:01.
That was a very good call
About the shelter.
well, that's
stations
important. I mean,
and the accessibility. I think that's important.
what he's talking about is East Taunton Station. You have to. It's a long approach. You have to walk over a bridge or go over the tracks,
Yes.
and you can't sit in your car and make a run for it. I mean,
No.
maybe Middleboro you could.
No, you can't.
You know
No.
what I mean? So I
Exactly.
mean, you got to sit there and freeze, and if the train's are delayed, you got to freeze some more. And
All
so
right,
it's fun.
we really gotta go. Too. I want to thank you, Don.
No, thank you, Joey.
For once again being here.
No, my pleasure.
We'll be
My
back
pleasure.
next week with another edition of Middleboro Review, and
You do such a good job, Joey. I'm really proud of you.
thank you so
And,
much. And we'll be back next week. Bye bye. Good call to end the show.
Yeah, I kind of broke up there. Yeah. I gotta go clean snow for 2 weeks in a row. I gotta go do that, Joey.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if Ed's coming in today. I thought I saw a text from him earlier.
What? I mean, coming in?
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at. I'll double check the text. I thought I saw something from him saying he wasn't coming in. Or he might not come in. I don't know. I gotta look at the text. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show today. And we'll be back next week. Bye.